Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm your host, Taylor Gonzalez, and today I am joined by a very special guest, Flynn Matthews, who plays Finn in the upcoming Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Flynn, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks so much for joining me. I have a question. Do people on set, or did people on set, get confused between your real name of Flynn and your character name of Finn?
Yeah. I think people did call me Finn a lot because they kind of got. I think at one point the character was called something else, and then it was ended up being Finn. But yeah, people did get confused. Yeah,
Because right now, saying it all in one sentence, I was like, oh my gosh, don't call him Finn and his character
yeah,
Flynn. Oh, that's great. So,
yeah.
how did you end up getting cast in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2?
I just auditioned, man. I just got a tape from my agent, and it was one of the quickest processes I've ever had. I literally did one. Usually, you have to go through so many stages and then meeting the director, and this one I did one tape, and then they were like, "Yeah, you got the job." I was like, "Amazing."
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a great thing that I've been hearing about this movie is it was a very quick turnaround. So people knew
Mm,
right away if they got it, which is awesome because then you don't have to
yeah,
wait, you don't
yeah,
have to stress out about it.
yeah.
That's great. How did your friends and family react when you told them that you were cast in this film?
Pretty uh well, it's a very like unusual thing to tell people that you're in. Um, I think because I grew up loving Winnie the Pooh as well, like the sort of Disney version. That I think my family were at first like, okay. But people were very excited, and a lot of my mates are very excited to see it just because it's got such a cult following.
Yeah, it really does. What can you tell me about your character of Finn?
So Finn is one of Christopher Robin's childhood friends, and I know that there's something with the film that very much is a spoiler. So I'm trying my best not to say it. But all I will say, I guess, is that it's an old friend of Christopher Robin's, and they've known it. They have a group of friends in the film. They've all known each other since they were kids.
Okay, okay, that's good. And then we won't go into anything further because we don't want to
I'll leave
spoil
it
anything.
there.
We're getting very close though. We're only right now a few weeks away from it
Yeah.
releasing. Do you already have plans for how you're going to see it? Like, do you know what group of friends you're going to go and what theater you're going to go to?
I don't yet. The only plan I have is the premiere in London is next week, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm taking my girlfriend and my brother with me, but I don't have any plans as of yet with a big group of us. But I need to organise that because that would be fun.
Are your girlfriend and your brother excited?
They are, but they're like me. I think all three of us are quite squeamish with horror films, so probably going to be doing that while I'm watching it.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny because actually I just interviewed Peter the other day who plays young Pooh, and he's
Oh,
only
nice.
13, so he's not even allowed to go see it in theaters.
Crazy. Yeah, there's a group of kids that are all in it, and like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't watch it at that age, but
Yeah, that's crazy. That's something I didn't even think of to be in a horror movie and then to not even be able to go and see it. But at
yeah,
least you're able to see it, even if you're covering your eyes for parts of
yeah.
it.
I'll just do that. I'll do that.
Oh, that's great. Well, this is a question that I thought of yesterday. It's a little
Mm,
bit funny, but since you're going to be seeing it in the theater and we're talking about Winnie the Pooh, his favorite snack is honey. Do you
yeah,
have a go-to snack when you go to the movie theater to see a film?
yeah. I do, mate. But it's very cliche. It's a bit of popcorn. But I actually went. I saw June 2 last night, and I usually get like a mixed popcorn.
What did you think of Dune 2? Isn't it like one of the best films you've ever seen?
Crazy, man. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, really cool.
So good. And what's crazy, I don't know if your theater did it, but my theater, I saw it in IMAX at the AMC in Burbank. They
Yeah.
played the preview for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey
Did
2
they?
before it. Oh, I was so
Oh,
excited to see it.
fantastic. They let us down in the UK. They didn't
Oh,
do that.
dang. Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome to see the trailer for it on the big screen. That was the first time I had seen the trailer in the theater because other times
Mm,
I've seen it at home. So it was just so exciting to see, especially before Dune, one of the biggest films
yeah,
right now. So
that's a big
uh,
movie. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, getting a very wide reach right now, that trailer. So that's great.
Yeah, fantastic.
So another question that I've been asking a lot of the cast is, growing up, did you have a favorite Winnie the Pooh character? And then also, what was your relationship like with the Winnie the Pooh franchise? Like, did you read the books? Did you watch the movies? What do you remember from your childhood with Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, I loved Winnie the Pooh. I remember I have a very significant memory of going to see I think it was that's Winnie the Pooh, isn't it? The Heffalump. Is that what the
Oh
Winnie the
yeah,
Pooh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Heffalump.
I remember going to see the Heffalump film, or maybe it was the Piglet film, but there was a film that came out in cinemas that I remember going to see, and I've even got like where as a kid we used to have like a Winnie the Pooh like towel, like beach towel. So that's also a very significant memory in my head.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I remember the Piglet movie, the Heffalump movie. It's crazy though, because
Mm,
I don't remember like how old I was when they came out, but I do remember going to
yes.
see them in theaters and
Yeah,
very
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
But what I'm hoping happens is a few people are able to trick either their friends or their parents into thinking it's a real Winnie the Pooh
Yeah.
standard film, and then they get there and it's completely different.
Yeah, that's why I always make sure I say the title when I tell people, because if I just say I'm in a Winnie the Pooh film, they go, "No, that's lovely."
Mhm.
I wouldn't. Maybe don't take your children to see that, but
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's funny because a few months ago I saw it's a new horror film. It's called It's a Wonderful Knife, and it's a Christmas
oh yeah,
movie, but it's a slasher film. And
yeah,
diagonally in front of me, there were two, I would say like teenagers and their mom. And I
yeah,
think they told her it was just a Christmas movie and did not tell
yeah.
her it was a slasher because within the first 5 minutes
Right.
she was covering her eyes, she was jumping. So I'm hoping to see some of that in the theater too, just because I think it's so funny when people
Yeah,
don't know what they're going to see and they
yeah,
get
yeah,
spooked.
yeah.
So since we're talking about horror, do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn?
Oh my goodness. Uh, I'm trying to think what I went as last Halloween. I've gone as it's not a scary one though, but I went as Ace Ventura one year.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, and I remember doing Darth Vader as a kid, but
Oh,
I don't think I've ever really on the theme of not liking just because I'm scared of like horror films and scary stuff. I think I would always go for like a safe, Star Wars or one of those ones.
oh, that's great. When you were Ace Ventura, did you go around the whole night saying catchphrases from the films?
Which you know what's really embarrassing? I've never seen that. I've never seen the films. I
They're
just went
good.
because someone had. I was. It was like a last minute costume, and I was like, "What can I do with like a flowery top?" And someone was like, "Well, Ace Ventura." I was like, "Great, I'll do that."
All right, I'll say the first one is really, really good. And then the second one, I know a lot of people aren't as fond of it as they are with the first
Yeah.
one, but I would still say the second one's still pretty good.
I really okay. I need to check them out, man. I really. It's one of those films people are shocked I haven't seen. I really need to watch them.
Yeah, that's funny. I feel like I've done that before too, though, where I was trying to find a last minute costume and I just threw something on and I had no idea what the character was, just
Oh
so I had
yeah,
something for a party. But yeah, check them
yeah,
out if you get a chance because I think you'll
yeah. I
enjoy
will
them.
do.
So while we're on the topic of horror still, do you remember the first scary movie you ever saw?
I remember. Yeah, I remember. In it's a lot of kids in the UK. I think still now that in the curriculum of like English, you have to study Woman in Black. And so I remember when I was about 12, we went to see the play and then we watched the film. And that's the first like horror film I watched fully through. And it really, really freaked me out.
Yeah, I remember that one. That one was pretty good. Uh,
Yeah.
do you have a favorite scary movie?
Oh, I mean, I'm a real scaredy cat. But Jordan Peele's films I really like.
Mhm.
I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
that's a nice like in between as someone who's as scared as me with like, it's got other elements to it. Like
Yeah.
I said, I can sort of watch it a bit like that. But yeah, one of his movies probably. Maybe I saw is it Us?
Oh yeah.
The one where they're all, yeah, I saw that one. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, and you know what I would say is a good thing with horror right now is there's a lot of like horror comedies. Like there's
Mm,
the Lisa Frankenstein that just came out, or there's a lot of like horror adjacent things. So there's like on Netflix, there's Wednesday, the series. It's kind of
yeah.
horror, but it's not scary. So I feel like shows
Mm,
like that are a good entryway. And then you work your way up to stuff like Blood and Honey too.
yeah.
But that's the
Yeah,
fun thing
yeah,
about
yeah.
horror.
Yeah. Well, Tim Burton's a good one actually for that kind of thing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Mm,
so great. I love Tim Burton and his films, and I
mm.
can't wait for whatever he does next.
Yeah.
So I know you're also a director. Do you have
Yes.
a preference of acting or directing when you come to these projects?
It depends. It depends, man. I really enjoy doing both. I think yeah, it's really tricky. People ask me that a lot. I'm very, very 50-50. I'm usually a bit of a narcissist where if I'm directing, I will still be in it. I will give myself a part. Um, But no, yeah, I don't really have a preference. I love both. I love both equally.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. No, because I was just talking to Louisa Warren, who's directing the upcoming Cinderella's Curse, and I asked her the same
Oh,
question. I was like, "You direct, you also act. Do you have a
yeah.
preference?" And it was funny too because she was saying she also sometimes ends up acting in her own things that she's
Mm,
directing when there's like a scheduling conflict or there's a gap in they need to fill
mm,
a role. I think that's really funny.
yeah.
But yeah, so where can people follow you to keep up with you and your upcoming projects?
So I have an Instagram called Flycatch, which is the name of my film account. That's where I do all my stuff.
Great, thank you so much. I will make sure to put a link to that in the description of this video so people can
Oh, thanks,
come
man.
follow you and check it out. And Flynn,
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this. And yeah, we're just weeks away from Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 hitting theaters. It's going to be a great time. And it was very nice to meet you.
And you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
And you.
Bye.